What's up, homies? I want to talk today about the energy system and the health of the physical body and how they're completely intertwined. And if we do not take care of both our energy and thus the body, we can't really ascend past a certain point because everything is energy. Everything is frequency. The reason that we, limitless, formless consciousness, come into what we call physical reality, which is really energetic reality, is to experience what it's like to have a body, to be physical. Really, it's all energy, right? Because there is no solid physical matter. Quantum physics has proven that solid physical matter doesn't exist. Everything that we call solid physical matter is actually like 99.9% empty space. It's all energy vibrating at a certain frequency. And we have to understand that our body is energy. It's not physical. The physical components of the body are not independent of our energy field, the way we perceive ourselves, the way we perceive reality, the way we perceive the body. All of it is connected. So first we have to get clear on what we think of in the body, because if we are placing limiting beliefs on the body, let's say by our genetics, right? Let's say, I used to have a belief that I just had a really slow metabolism. I had bad genetics, and as the quality of my life, as I got further and further away from my alignment, my body exacerbated those beliefs, meaning I gained more and more and more weight until I was almost 400 pounds because I had all these limiting beliefs. And now I had a lot of other limiting beliefs that had me really not knowing myself and making a lot of choices and staying in certain relationships and situations and work that didn't make sense to me, that didn't align with my heart. And as I got more and more miserable, my negative beliefs surrounding my body and my physical health deteriorated further and further and further until I was basically immobile. Which is sad because when I was growing up, I fucking loved sports. My passion growing up, like what fueled me so many times was going out and just playing, like, even in like gym class, just playing like some games or playing some type of sport, playing kickball, playing dodgeball, football, basketball, soccer, fucking anything, to be honest. I love balls, I always had a ball in my hand, always a football or basketball or something, because it was just something I had great joy and passion for. And then at a certain point in my life, I started to develop like chronic pain. Now, the chronic pain started because of trauma, all right? And it wasn't necessarily tremendous trauma from this lifetime. I'm not saying it wasn't connected to this lifetime, it absolutely is. But we carry generational trauma in our energy field, in our nervous system. When we are young, when we are children, when we are infants, our nervous system starts forming energetically based on the energy and quality of nervous system, how healed or unhealed our parents are. And since most of us did not have parents who dove deep into shadow work and inner healing and generational trauma healing, most of us carry a lot of generational trauma. And we are born with it. And it's not our parents' fault, okay? They didn't know. They were just born into who they were meant to be, into the family they chose to come into as well. Just like we chose to have those parents, to have our parents and our family, and we knew we were gonna get into this generational trauma. We knew that we were coming here. And many of us are healers who came here, very advanced souls who came here, who already know how to heal ourselves and are just remembering how to heal ourselves. And so we have this trauma, and it really infuses into our nervous system in our earliest years. If we are around our parents and they are stressed and they are depressed, or they are not feeling safe and secure, if they're not feeling stable, if they're not feeling supported, those things get programmed into our nervous systems, okay? And then if we don't heal them, we pass them on to our kids. But if we choose to be the curse breaker, the generational curse breaker, the cycle breaker, the black sheep, we have the opportunity to create a new era of our family line, where we have the chance to heal ourselves and then raise healed children so that they can be authentic, so that they can grow up and have a beautiful future. And you give yourself a beautiful future by doing the healing work as well. So we have generational trauma built into our nervous system. Our nervous system is a reflection of our energy field. And our energy field is a reflection of how we are perceiving ourselves. So how we heal initially is to start perceiving things differently. To understand that any addiction you've dealt with, any behavioral issue you deal with, any mental issue you deal with, any emotional issues you deal with, all of it stems from how well do we know ourselves, how accurately do we perceive ourselves. Because first, and this is the first law of Hermeticism, reality is mental, meaning reality is consciousness. Reality is how we perceive ourselves. Our personal reality, the quality of that is going to be based on how well we perceive ourselves. But then there's layers to this. So if we start to remember that we are eternal spiritual beings, we're love, the true nature of reality is love, you are loved unconditionally, supported unconditionally by your divine Father, Mother, God, everything is good in that area. Then we start to do shadow work, and we start to look at our beliefs, look at our insecurities, look at our fears. All of those things are going to be, all of the limiting beliefs about us are going to be false beliefs. They're based in the egoic structure that we were born into, of not knowing ourselves. So the beliefs in separation, in lack, in control. And as we start to heal those, changes will start to occur in our energy field, and then that will manifest in the physical body. But then, of course, there is the physical body aspect of it. We have to do the work. It's also a somatic process of releasing, letting go of the tension and the trauma and the pain that is stored in the body. All of it is connected. All of it. And one of the most important things we can do to start healing ourselves is to really start focusing on the aspect that we are energy. That we are energy. And we have to start with the root chakra, the base chakra, because that's our foundation. Our foundation, if we don't have a strong foundation, we won't be able to heal shit, all right? We just won't. We've got to have a strong foundation. So perceptually, our foundation is, do you believe that you are supported? Do you believe that you are safe? Do you believe that you're protected? Do you believe that you're going to have everything you need for every step of the journey? Do you have a foundation based in unconditional love? Do you believe that God, Source, all that is, cares about you, wants you to be happy, wants you to be taken care of, wants you to know yourself, wants you to feel loved, wants you to feel supported, wants you to feel safe? If you don't have a foundation in that, you got no fucking foundation, to be honest. Because what else are you putting your faith in? If you do not have faith in the power within, that who you are, that you are meant to be here, you are supposed to be here, you are safe to be here, that it is not a cruel existence, that you are not here by accident, that you are not here unintentionally, that you are not here without you wanting to be here. This is the foundation perceptually that we must build within ourselves. And we can start to work on the root chakra. It is important that we get the fuck outside, and I'm giving this to myself too. I need to do it more. I've been doing it more, and that's why I'm feeling better, to be honest, is I've started to go outside and put my feet on the ground and connect with my mother, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, who is always giving, always supporting, always helping. And you can ask, just simply go outside, put your feet on the ground, and ask your mother to take away the heaviness, take away those lower frequencies. Help me to feel more balanced and grounded and stable and safe. Because we have to start with that base, with that foundation, with that root chakra. And if we can get the root chakra to start feeling more balanced, more secure, you start to feel more safe. And when you start to feel more safe, just being, just existing, like everything isn't gonna fall apart in the next day or week. Like, for example, my dad, he's ran his own business for over 30 years, but growing up, he used to tell me like what motivated him was the fear that all of it could be taken away tomorrow. I'm like, that perspective made me fucking miserable. Like coming from fear, just like this whole idea, like holy shit, like you're serious? Like everything could fall apart. We could be homeless tomorrow. Like that's the fucking perspective. It was ridiculous, but I trusted it because this man was hardworking and providing and, a God-fearing man and all this stuff. And I trusted that. But it actually made me feel really insecure. It made me feel really unsafe because my soul knew the truth. My soul knew that it is safe to be here, that it's not all going to be taken away. Not in a day. Sure, there are periods of letting go, but it's always to bring about something better. It's not to say, oh, well, you done fucked up and now you're screwed for life. Like, no, that's not it, And so we really have to get that strong foundation knowing that you're safe, you're supported, you are safe to follow your heart's desires. You are safe to follow your dreams, but you can only do that if you have a strong foundation in place. Otherwise, you won't feel safe enough in doing so. So you have to have that strong foundation and that strong base chakra. Then, once the root is sufficiently balanced, we'll say, and you're feeling safe enough, now we move into the sacral, the orange ray. And the root is, of course, the red ray. The orange ray, the sacral chakra. This is where our desires, our sparks of passion for life come from, our individuality. And if we have a strong root, we can start to explore our sacral chakra. And yeah, that includes sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, life. When you're in balance and you know who you are, life is meant to be pleasurable. Life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be enjoyable. If we don't have a strong foundation, it can't be that way. It'll just be survival mode all the time. And that's what most humans are still living at, is that level of just trying to get by, just trying to survive. And that's why we see poverty and low income be the vast majority of people in the world still. And why most of us aren't tapping into the unlimited abundance, and myself included, because I'm still learning how to find that balance in myself. I'm still learning how to heal all of that. But I'm getting better at it. And the more that we stay persistent and committed, the better we will get at it. Because again, it's not a cruel existence. Your higher self is guiding you through the whole process. And it's wonderful. It's beautiful. If you allow it to be. And so we move into that sacral. And our sacral really is about like our sense of individuality. It's about separateness in a way. But only in the sense that we're finding out, what do we enjoy? What do we desire? What does make us happy? What makes us feel fulfilled and alive? Because you want to feel alive while you're here. We all want to feel alive. We all want to feel like not only is it are our desires and preferences and enjoyment important, but they are guaranteed if we stay the course, if we stay balanced, if we stay introspective, if we really go within. That is the key to unlocking your potential and what feels good to you, what type of life would feel good to you. And so this sacral center is all about unlocking our creativity and our desire for life. And if you have a really unbalanced root and sacral, you'll have a lot of instability, pain, insecurity, tightness, rigidity in the lower half of your body, in your legs, maybe in your feet, in your knees, in your hips, maybe your pelvic region, maybe your sexual organs don't feel good very often. Maybe there's a lot of pain in your lower back. I've dealt with all of this already in my life, and I'm only 32, but I've dealt with all of it. And that's why I cared to learn about it and to share it, to be honest, is because, man, fuck that kind of suffering, to not really be living, it's just not worth it. And so that's the sacral center. And when the sacral is out of balance, it'll feel like a lack of creativity. Life isn't very enjoyable. You don't really know how to connect with joy and pleasure anymore. And life just isn't very much fun, So you've got to have a very vibrant, delicious, juicy sacral center. Got to really tap into that. And then we move into the solar plexus. And the reason I'm talking about this, our lower chakras, is because the key to activating the heart more and more and more, and to live as a human who can actually tap into your higher gifts and potential, is to have the lower three chakras balanced and secure. If these three are in balance, the heart can remain open. If they're all out of whack, the heart's going to keep activating, deactivating, or basically just being closed off and opened up and closed off and opened up, and you'll be frustrated because it's like you can't keep any sustained momentum going. And so then the solar plexus is about our willpower, our drive, our ability to make our desires manifest, to take aligned action. And when you are balanced in your root and you have an active sacral, now the solar plexus becomes a powerhouse. It's the fire. It's that fire. And really, you can think about these lower three chakras as a fire. Like the root chakra is the ground, a firm foundation to build this fire upon. It's earth, it's powerful, it's sturdy. The sacral then is more about sparks, the spark of desire, the spark of an idea, the spark of creativity. So it can act as the kindling and the wood and an igniting source. And then the solar plexus is like, when it's active, it's that fire that just keeps feeding itself. It keeps feeding itself. And the whole system feeds itself if it's all in balance. And if it's not in balance, life is about survival, not thriving. We want to be about thriving, not surviving, right? So the solar plexus then, when you have a healthy root and a healthy sacral, now the solar plexus has the opportunity to give you that sense of confidence, to walk around confident, to drop your shoulders, to puff out your chest, and just know that you just existing as you are is enough. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to do anything necessarily to have this confidence. When you have those lower three chakras balanced, confidence becomes natural, and from this confident place, this confident, creative, excited for life state of mind, state of being, now you can take aligned action. And when you take aligned action, you will feel happy because it's gonna fucking work out. If you are taking aligned actions and you know that they're aligned and you know that they feel right and you feel good and you feel confident and you're happy and life is fun and you're excited about the potentials, you're excited about the future, and you're happy right here in the present moment, it's gonna fucking work out. It's gonna work out every time. Maybe not the way you think it will, maybe not in the timing you think it will, but it's gonna work out. The right people are gonna come into your life. The right opportunities are gonna come into your life. You will be in a place of attraction. And then that heart is active because you're happy with yourself. Because you love yourself, because you did the work to balance and heal yourself so that you can live a life that is satisfying and fulfilling. And if we keep looking outside of ourselves for our satisfaction, for our fulfillment, we won't get there. You can't go without to have that internal satisfaction within. You have to go within and find out how to love yourself. Find out what parts of you are not supportive of that vision you have. What parts of you don't believe that you're worthy. What parts of you don't love yourself or don't love life. And we can find all of that out by going through our energy centers, by tapping into different pains and conditions in the body, by giving them a voice to speak to us, to speak through us. If we put our attention on, like, for example, my ankle was hurting earlier. And so I just sat down outside and put my feet on the ground. And then I just sort of felt into the pain and asked it what it wanted to tell me. And asked for help. And it brought me just to a new understanding of what I was feeling insecure about. I was feeling unsafe financially, for financial reasons. And so there was this pain here, this instability in the ankle. And just by listening then, it came up, and then I found a new perspective. A new perspective was shown to me, given to me, so that I could feel more safe and secure, because the truth is, my whole life, I have been supported. I've always had what I needed, because otherwise I wouldn't be here today. I have always been supported. I have always been taken care of. I have always been given what I needed to survive. And so my survival is not something I should be worried about. And when you're not worried about survival, it means you've come into balance in yourself. And now you have the chance to create from an aligned place. And once you start to see the fruits of those labors, your heart will just bloom more and more and more. Your confidence will soar. Your higher gifts and abilities and awareness will become more in tuned, more powerful. You will unlock new parts of yourself. You will find new dreams and new desires and new passions for life that you didn't even know were there. And maybe you'll connect with some old ones that you had forgotten about. You know, in my healing journey, I can tell you, from being in that really, really low place where I was dependent on pain meds and alcohol, and I was treating myself poorly or not knowing how to take care of myself, not being able to sustain any type of consistency because I had all these tremendous imbalances within myself. Going from that place to a much higher place, a much higher state of being, even if just in spurts for much of the time, I was able to start connecting with feelings and sensations that I hadn't felt in years. You know, starting to feel like true joy come online, or excitement about the future. I remember when that first came back and I was like, holy shit, I haven't felt that in years. And then suddenly it was there and I'm just like, that's, it's amazing. It's like, how did I forget about that? How did I forget that feeling even existed? How did I forget what that felt like? And so this journey really is about this journey of knowing yourself, of healing, of aspiring to your potential and what you came here to do. It is a journey of rediscovery. It is a process, and it is about balance and giving yourself that solid foundation to know yourself from. Because as long as you're still in survival mode, everything else is going to seem really difficult and impossible. So, all this to say, everything is connected, and all of what we call our physical experience is actually energetic. And of course, what we are is the limitless, formless consciousness, experiencing what it's like to have a body, experiencing what it's like to be human, experiencing what it's like to have certain limitations. But we can become more and more and more unlimited in our potential, in what we could become, the more that we know ourselves. So if I have any advice for any of you who are struggling to find yourselves again and to move into that next stage of creating your reality and living from a higher state of being that feels really joyful and good, start to really focus on your root chakra. Because once you have the root chakra and you're feeling safe and secure, you can really start to explore what you enjoy again, what you're passionate about, and find something to get excited about again, get something to look forward to, so that we have an excited anticipation of the future while still accepting and loving ourselves right here in the present. I love you guys.